I guess we're gonna call this the Ghost series, the Ghost franchise now, because we've had two bangers in a row for this franchise, Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yotei. So I guess that begs the question is, what's next? What is in the future for this Ghost series?
Take it one step at a time.
What's going on, my dudes? One Step here. Yes, today I wanted to talk about kind of the future, what I think is going to happen for, again, I'm going to call it the Ghost series, because I mean, the Ghost of Tsushima, the Ghost of Yotei, which is funny because it's near Mount Yotei, but the place you're in is called Ezo, so I'm surprised they didn't call it Ghost of Ezo, but like, so whatever. But like, but the point is, you know, they are 300 years apart. I think Jin was the 13th century, and I think Atsu's story is the 16th century, because you know it's in the future. First of all, you know that you got muskets or guns, so it's like, okay, well, Jin did not have that. So you're in the future, you're not quite modern day or whatever, but like that begs the question of what's next, right? Because they with doing Ghost of Yotei, that basically confirmed, okay, so this is a series, this is an anthology series, very similar, very reminiscent of Assassin's Creed, right? Assassin's Creed is very well known for that. They did, if you were there like I was for Assassin's Creed 1, going into 2, you're like, whoa, I had Altair, now I have Ezio. It was in Italy and whatever. And then when Assassin's Creed 3 came out, you're like, whoa, yeah, American Revolution. I'm playing a guy named Connor. Well, I'm in the 19th century, 18th century. You're like, what the freak is going on? And then they made 4 with Edward. Now you're a pirate. So, but they're still all they're in the Creed, Assassin's Creed. They're in this bubble. Again, anthology series, same world, same universe of the Assassin's Creed. You're just playing different main characters in different parts of the world at different times of the world. So it's like Ghost is doing the same thing, right? The first one, Jin Sakai, will have a place in our hearts for sure, but he's the Ghost of Tsushima. So now we have the Ghost of Yotei, both of which I believe are in Japan, right? So are we going to see, this is the big question, is are we going to see what future ghosts look like, right? And how often are we going to get these games? Because I think Assassin's Creed is pumping them out every couple years, right? So are we going to see a ghost of Madagascar, a ghost of Brazil, or a ghost of South America? You know what I mean? Whatever. Like, and then also, what periods of time are we going to see the ghosts? And how, are we going to go before Jin, thus making Jin not the first ghost? Because he was in I think the 13th century. So can you go like ancient Maya? Can you be like, oh, the ghost of Maya or whatever, right? Like, can you do that? Because then that's way before Jin, thus canonically making Jin not the first ghost. And do we want to do that? Or do we want to stay with Jin being the first ghost and only going forward? So if Atsu is in the 16th century, what's next? Are we going to have a ghost in the American Revolution? But then is that game going to get too much backlash? Because, oh, this is too similar to Assassin's Creed 3. They copied Assassin's Creed 3. It's like, well, there's only so many periods in time, my guy, that also have a big impact on the world and that people will recognize and understand. So when you have a ghost of, are we going to have a Ghost of America? Ghost of America, Modern Warfare. like, what are we going to have? Imagine they have a Ghost of America, Modern Warfare or whatever. It's like in like modern day, and it's just a soldier, and he's just the ghost. But like and are they gonna go future? That's hard to imagine, right? Like, because we're so used to Ghost of Tsushima, Yotei being not modern. So like, will they have a ghost of 2147? Set in the year 2147 when the government shuts down all the robots, and you're like, what's going on here? Like, this is the next Ghost game, but how many Ghost games do we do before we get there? Are we ever going to get there? So what I think is going to happen, and I don't think this is a bad thing, so let me make that very clear right now. What I think is going to happen, I don't think is a bad thing. The only thing I think is bad is Ghost is not the first game to do this, so it's going to be compared a lot, which is funny because when Assassin's Creed Shadows was announced, they were comparing, oh, this is just trying to be Ghost of Tsushima. But then Assassin's Creed Shadow released first, so when Ghost of Yotei came out, everyone's like, oh, this is just trying to be Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's like, everyone's going to compare to any game that's in any similar remote vibe, or aura of the game. You see what I'm saying? So like, if they did, here's what I think is going to happen. I think that Ghost is going to have many ghosts in different periods of time. And I do also think they're going to go before Jin. So I think they're going to, I don't think they're trying to state that Jin was the first ghost. I like that idea, but I think that if they go back to ancient Maya, right? And they did Ghost of Egypt or whatever, right? Not the Prince of Egypt, different guy. The Ghost of Egypt, right? If they did that, that's very clearly way before Jin, right? So like, how far do the ghosts go back, right? But then we also, I just realized, I just thought about this. When we played Ghost of Yotei, I'm not gonna spoil it if you haven't seen it yet, but there is an Easter egg for Jin Sakai in the game. So the games like to do that. I love that. So like, we saw the Easter egg of the Ghost of Tsushima in the Ghost of Yotei game. So if you make a prequel in like the Ghost of Egypt, well, you can't remake Ghost of Tsushima and add the Ghost of Egypt's Easter eggs in your game, right? So it's not too big of a deal, obviously, but I think those Easter eggs are always fun to do and fun to have. But I do think that they're going to go back in time. I think they're going to go forward in time. I think they might do maybe one or two more in the same couple centuries of Jin and Atsu, maybe just different parts of the world as well, right? Because there's a lot going on in the 12th, 13th, 14th century that you could easily do different ghosts in different parts of the world that maybe are going on at the same exact time as, you know, the Mongol invasion that's set in Ghost of Tsushima, or this whole Saito thing in Ghost of Yotei that's in Ezo. Like, what about the same time period, but again, it's in like, you know, Brazil or Mexico or, you know, South America or like whatever, like what's going on over there. I think they're going to stick to that. I like the joke, but I don't think we're going to get a Ghost of America Modern Warfare, right? I don't think someone's walking out onto a battlefield that's got full on AR-15s and whatever and pulling out two swords and stuff, you know. I don't think we're seeing that, but I do with Ghost of Yotei, they kind of already confirmed that we're going to get more ghosts. The question is, when are the ghosts, and then where are the ghosts? I think they're going to follow the same trends as Assassin's Creed in the sense that they're going to do different parts of the world, different times of the world. So I do think we're going to see maybe one in the Viking era, as you see in, you know, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, same with Egypt, stuff like that. I do think we're gonna see that. Now, the only caveat I'm gonna give to this video is Sucker Punch was on social media recently, and they did state that they could do more ghosts, but if they take a step back and focus on Sly Cooper as the other franchise for the next game, that is the decision they have to make. So they're asking the internet, what do you want from us? Honestly, I'm so down for both. If they made another Ghost, I would beat that. I would beat that shit in one day and have 60 hours in, you know? But I also love Sly Cooper. I think Sly Cooper is right here on my video game tattoo, even though Ghost of Tsushima is right here. I love them both. I love Sly Cooper. So if they made a Sly 5 or maybe like a trilogy remastered, I would love that. So, but that doesn't mean that they're not gonna make another Ghost, because they will, just like when, right? So I think we're gonna get more. Obviously, just when and where are they going to be at? I think we're going to get some in the same time era as Jin and Atsu, just different parts of the world. But I do see them experimenting with, you know, the past eras and maybe a little bit in the future. Maybe we get one in like the American Revolution. Maybe. I don't know if they really will, but like maybe, right? I think they're really good at building these beautiful worlds. So I think that them exploring other parts of the world during this era is smart, because they can build this, they can build this beautiful Egyptian world or this beautiful ancient Mayan world and have you explore that beautiful world, right? Like they did with Tsushima and Yotei. So that's just what I think, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think is in the future for Ghost, the Ghost series, the Ghost franchise? What do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to introduce? Let me know your thoughts down below. Subscribe here for more RPG, FGC news, guides, reviews, and more. Thank you for listening to my thoughts. You guys have a great night. Be safe out there. Take it one step at a time, and I will see you in the next video and/or stream.